Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're just going to do some talking about why people should get into homesteading right now and kind of what the food market looks like. So follow along. We'll give you some pointers and kind of take you on a tour around the farm.
Life's an adventure near and far. Join us today at Highland Hills Farm.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Remember, if you like this channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Give us a like. That really helps our channel out. We'd really appreciate it. And throw in a comment. So today we're just trying to get ready here on the farm for some storms this week. They're talking for some pretty hefty rains, potential for flooding. We're supposed to get maybe 4 to 8 inches here. Some parts of eastern Tennessee and western North Carolina are supposed to can possibly get up to 15 inches of rain if it all works out the way the meteorologists are saying, which will be very unfortunate. So we ask you to put those people in your prayers, because we've had so much rain down here now, the ground's already saturated. People are still recovering from Helene, so we'd appreciate those prayers for people. But yeah, I just want to talk today as we kind of walk around the farmstead about if you're kind of on the fence about homesteading, or even not even so much homesteading, just being a little more self-sustainable. I really think now's your time. For the market, I was reading yesterday about beef and the levels of beef cattle in the nation, and we're like at an all-time low since like 1950 right now. So if you think the beef prices are high now, I think that hold on to your seat, because they're going to stay that way or go a little bit higher for the next 4 to 5 years. And now, not everybody can raise their own like we do, but you know, you don't have to raise beef cattle to be more self-sustaining. So yeah, if you don't have lots of land, that doesn't mean you can't homestead or be more sustainable. You can do that on where we came from before. Like I said in our earlier videos, we came from southern Maine, and we lived in kind of a development. We had 1 acre, and while I didn't have cows or anything like that, I'd already started getting into being more self-sustaining, having chickens and growing my own vegetables the most I could. And I just realized that it was pretty important, and COVID really kind of hammered that into me when I kind of saw how the computerized food chains work. When there's just a slight little hiccup, you can see the ramifications of that. They keep everything so tight for, you know, wholesaling or storing stuff in facilities, that it just quickly causes shortages as soon as a little hiccup in the system. And that was really the kind of driving force that kind of pushed us to up and move. And like I said, we moved 1,000 miles away from where we used to live to start homesteading. And that's just us. I'm not saying that anybody has to do that, and you can do it on just a small piece of land. You can be self-sustaining. But yeah, so that's why we got into it, and we're enjoying it. It's a lot of work, but it's a good work. And I really think nowadays, Americans in general, this is just my opinion, don't roast me in the comments, but I just think in general, we become pretty lazy as Americans, lazy as parents. You know, 100 years ago, people were pretty much self-sustaining all on their own. Granted, they could get some things at the grocery store, but a lot of the stuff is grown on the family farm or at their home, and we've just really gotten away from that and become super lazy, and just buying all this processed food, which is terrible for you. Even the vegetables nowadays are terrible. They're sprayed with tons of chemicals and processed foods and GMO, and you know, it's gotten out of hand. And I think that's also a lot of the problem with health with young kids and adults nowadays, that we've just gotten away from doing stuff on our own. So yeah, if you're on the fence kind of about getting into homesteading or having a small farm, I say now's the time to do it. If you're in the position where you're going to be looking for a piece of property, I'd say get the best that you can afford. If you want to have a few cows, then you will need a couple acres. You need about 2 acres of pasture per cow, usually. You can do it on less, but you probably have to supplement them with hay. But also kind of, find the piece of land that's going to work the best for you with the least amount of work, because there's enough work already in farming or homesteading without having to clear land. But if it's all you can do, just do whatever you can. But we were pretty picky on picking a piece of land. I wanted certain things in land. I wanted a lot of pasture. I did want a decent amount of trees, which was one sacrifice that I had to give up. We don't have a ton of trees. We got mostly fields. But I wanted a water source right on the land, which makes it easy with animals. As you see, this is right next to our cow pasture. But my wife's parents just recently bought us a water pump that we can actually put in this creek. So we're going to start using that here. Probably in another video we'll try that out. But because we're on town water here, so we obviously have to pay for water, but it's a huge benefit to have this creek that runs right here by the cow pasture that we can pull water out of. We're going to walk up, grab the tractor. We'll head up and kind of show you what we do for gardening here, what our setup is, and how you could incorporate what we do into even a really small backyard to start on some self-sufficiency and growing your own vegetables. At our garden area, we have the main garden, which we usually grow like potatoes and corn in. That's about 10,000 square feet. Like I said, that's just us. To raise a family and grow vegetables on your own, you don't need anywhere near this size that we do. We raise the stuff for ourselves, supply our parents with the vegetables, and this just works for us. But like I said, if you don't have the land, you don't need this. You can have a fraction of this size and grow a lot of vegetables, more than you think. And this year we added these raised beds, which I apologize for them being rough looking. We haven't pulled out all last year's growth. Winter came on us a lot quicker. But these right here, we moved to these just because we want to do the bulk amount of like corn and potatoes and sorghum in the garden, and we want to do our vegetables for like that we eat more consistently here. And these raised beds are just super efficient. You could have 6 of these, 4 of these, whatever. You can grow a lot of vegetables in this. I mean, we had peppers and loads of peppers, squash, tomatoes, watermelon, cucumbers. We had so many cucumbers this year. We're actually going to cut back. Beans, peas, radishes, beets. We grew all that here and grew enough, not just for us, but for my parents as well. And these things are inexpensive. We bought these on Amazon. I think I bought 2 of them. They're like $60 a piece. And what we do is use these cattle panels. These cattle panels make great things for like peas to climb up. This is what we usually do on the outside here, is peas. And then the center one, we'd grow beans. Beans that grow vertically, not like bush beans. And this works really great. Everything hangs down in the middle of it, and you can just pick your beans and stuff right out the middle. You can walk down, it makes nice shade. But yeah, I mean, I highly suggest that people start doing this stuff on your own. Yeah, with today's market and produce and all that, there's so much chemicals used in that. Anytime you have to mass produce something, quantity over quality is what you get when you buy stuff at the supermarkets. You just can't beat the stuff that you grow at home. If you've eaten homegrown vegetables versus something you buy at the store, you can 100% tell the difference in the taste and the quality. You don't have to use chemicals at home. You can use natural ways to curb insects through special plantings and different flowers mixed in along with your vegetables that will deter any insects. And it's just, to me, it's the way to go. And we really need to get back to it as families and as America, to start being more independent and stay out of these big food chains where they're mass producing stuff. Another thing we have here on the farm that we raise is honeybees, which ironically both me and Deb are allergic to, so I'm not going to get too close. I like to have my suit on, but we just find that the honeybees, A, gives us a great source of sugar that we can raise right here, and 2, it's great for our garden. I mean, these things are obviously the best pollinators around. It's important to have bees. If we didn't have bees, you wouldn't have crops. So that's why we try to keep bees and grow the colonies to help the environment as well as our garden. But we get, last year I think we had about 600 pounds of honey that we produced right here on the farm. We sell some of it, give away to family and friends, and obviously use some for ourselves. But these guys all look good today. It's about 50 degrees, so these guys are being active today. Probably got one hive there in the middle that probably died out over the winter. It's been super cold here, so but these ones look like they're pretty lively. They're very busy today. I don't know what they're out collecting, but they must be doing something.
Up at dawn, the roosters call. The fields we go, we give our all. Balancing work, the line so clear. Highland hills where dreams appear. By 9 o'clock, we punch a clock, wearing down the boots we bought. Full-time jobs to pay the bills, but our hearts stay in them Highland hills.
So the last thing I want to talk about is chickens. If you're gonna start a little backyard farm or be self-sustaining, I think the best farm animal to get is chickens. Chickens are super easy to take care of. They don't require much work. They don't require a lot of space. A real small coop, 4 foot by 5 foot. You can have 5 chickens in as long as you give them about 10 square feet outside area to play in. That's all they need. And eggs are a phenomenal superfood that give you all the protein you need. If you had a small garden and eggs and couldn't get to any other food source, you'd survive. But these guys are super easy. We feed them like twice a week. They get a 5-gallon pail each time. Now we have 25 hens, so that takes a bit of food. But other than that, we fill their water. That lasts a couple days, so you can literally, if you weren't home, they'd be fine. We have an automatic door, so they can come and go, and it closes at nighttime. But you just get a lot of good food from chickens. I'm just going to go collect the eggs right now. See what we got today. They always seem to want to lay over in this one area. We got them nice nesting boxes, and they don't lay but in 1 or 2 of them. As you can see, 16 eggs in one day. Now, we collected them yesterday, so that's just in one day we got 16. That would last us several days if we were just eating eggs. So it's really the best farm animal you can start out with. Get yourself some chickens in your backyard. Get yourself a small garden, a couple raised beds, and you can do a lot towards being self-sustaining with just those few things. And then build on it. If you have the space, build on it. We didn't do all this at once. We started with chickens, and then we added the cows, and we plan on adding a lot more. But start now and just grow small. Go what you can. Do what you can afford. That's what I suggest. But anyway, we'll wrap that up for today. If you guys like this video, give us a subscribe, follow along. We'd appreciate a like. That really helps our channel out more than you know. And throw a comment in there if you have any questions or whatnot, and we'll be happy to answer them. So for today, we'll see you next time at Highland Hills Farm.
Life's an adventure near and far. Join us today at Highland Hills Farm.